Hello everyone and welcome back to the Math Mindset. Since you guys love the Road to 800 SAT Math Prep series so much, we're back with another installment. Today we'll be looking at Module 1 of the SAT Practice Test number 6. Alright, so I'm going to get started right away. Alright, question number 1. We have a very easy linear equation. What value of p is the solution to the given equation? So we'll combine all the constant terms. So 3 plus 8 is 11, so p plus 11 is 10. Just subtract 11, and we get p is equal to negative 1. Wow. Alright. Number 2. The scatter plot shows the relationship between two variables, x and y, okay? So when we look at this graph, this almost looks like an exponential function. Kind of looks like that. Okay. Which of the following graphs shows the most appropriate model for the data? Let's see here. Oh wow. Option D best matches the shape of the graph, or the shape of the line of best fit that I drew for question number 2. It looked like an exponential curve, so I just drew that, and well, we matched it with D, so happy coincidence. Number 3, k squared minus 53 equals 91. What's the positive solution to the given equation? Okay, so we're going to add 53 to both sides. You get k squared equals 91 plus 53, which is 144. So k can be plus or minus 12. We want the positive solution, so it's plus 12, so D. Okay, number 4. During a portion of a flight, a small airplane's cruising speed varied between 150 and 170 miles per hour. Which inequality best represents the situation where s is the cruising speed in miles per hour during this portion of the flight? Okay, so s was between 150 and 170 miles per hour, so it's sandwiched between these two values. So s is between 150 and 170. That's how you'd write that, and that's option D. Oops. There. Number 5. Alright, an object was launched upward from a platform. The graph shown models the height above ground, y, in meters of the object x seconds after it was launched. For which of the following intervals of the time was the height of the object increasing for the entire interval? Alright, so what we see here in the graph, this is a parabola, right? And a parabola that's going facing downward will have a maximum point. So this is our maximum point, right? So from the start to the max, right? I'm gonna write it down here. From the start to the max point, it'll always be increasing. Parabola is increasing, and you can see that visually on the graph there. So what does that mean? From x equals 0 to x equals 2, where the vertex is, the height of the object kept on increasing, and then after it crosses the vertex, it plummets. So from x equals 0 to x equals 2. That's our answer. Alright, how many yards are equivalent to 1,116 inches? Alright, this is just a matter of setting up our conversion factor. So our given units is 1116 inches. And we want to cancel out inches and get our answer in yards. So we'll put the 36 inches in our conversion factor on the bottom and 1 yard on the top. Alright, what this allows us to do is cancel out the inches, and we just have to calculate 1116 by 36. I'm going to do it on the side right here. 36 by 1116. Alright, so this is 3 minus 108. So this is 3, 6, 31. So this will come out to be 31 yards. Right? next question. Let's see. Number 7. The function f, represents the total cost in dollars of attending an arcade when X games are played. How many games can be played for a total cost of $58? Alright, so we spent $58 at the arcade. So actually, let me not include the dollar sum. We spent $58 at the arcade, right? And we have our function 14 plus 4x. And if we solve for x, we'll know how much games we can play. Alright, so 58 minus 14 is 44. That's equal to 4x. So x is equal to 11. So we can play 11 games at the arcade. Alright, next question. Number 8. For the linear function f, b is constant. Yep. So I'm going to mention right here, b is our y-intercept. So if you can get our y-intercept value, we found b. Alright, so when x equals 0, f of x equals 30. So what this is telling us is that on the graph of f of x, there's a point 0, 30. But 0, 30 is our y-intercept. So the y-intercept is our b value. So that's it. Okay. Number 9. Let's see. The function p gives the estimated number of marine mammals in a certain area, where t is the number of years since the study began. What is the best interpretation of p of 0 equals 1800 in this context? Alright, so p of 0 basically tells me that 0 years passed since the study began, which means that during the time t equals 0, the study just started, and the initial population of the marine mammals in that area was 1800. Alright, so let's look for an option that tells us that the initial population was 1800. Alright, the estimated number of marine mammals was 102 when the study began. No. The estimated number of marine mammals in the area was 1800 when the study began. That looks like it. Let's check everything else. The estimated number of marine mammals increased by 102. No. The estimated number of marine mammals increased by 1800. No. So B is our answer. Alright, number 10. A manager is responsible for ordering supplies for a shaved ice shop. The shop's inventory starts with 4,500 paper cups, and the manager estimates that 70 of these paper cups are used each day. Based on this estimate, in how many days will the supply of paper cups reach 1,700? Okay. So we start with 4,500 shaved ice cups. Let me write that better. So 4,500 ice cups, and we're using 70 of them each day. So I'm gonna call x the number of days that we're using these cups. And we want to know, okay, if we know that we start with 4,500 cups and we use 70 each day, how many days will pass until we are only left with 1,700 cups? Now, this is just an equation we can solve. So I'm going to subtract 4,500 from both sides. Right, we get negative 70x equals negative 2,800. Right? So if we divide by negative 70, we get x is equal to 40. So 40 days will pass. So that's choice B. Okay. Number 11. Y is greater than or x was same. For which of the following tables are all the values of the x and their corresponding values of y solutions to the given inequality? Alright, so let's check the values in table A. Alright, so the first value is telling us basically that 19 is greater than 2 times 4 plus 8. 2 times 4 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16. That case checks out. Alright, now we can try case 2, 30. 30 is greater than 4 times 4 plus 8. This will be 24, that checks out. And 41 is greater than 6 times 4 plus 8, which is let's see, 24 plus 8, and that's 32. So that case also checks out. So A can be a possible answer choice. Let's look at the other ones. Alright, so this one is telling us 8 is greater than 4 times 2 plus 8. 8 is not greater than 16. Alright, next one. 13 is greater than 4 times 2 plus 8. 13 is not greater than 16, again. And again, we just checked the same first value as in table C, and it was wrong. So A is our only answer. Alright, number 12. Which expression is equivalent to the following? Alright, so let's expand this bit by bit. So I'm going to expand this piece first, right? So we know if we have a quantity a plus b and we're squaring it, it'll be equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. And I'm going to use this identity to quickly expand the stuff I've boxed in there. So x squared plus 11 all squared will be equal to then, let's see, x to the 4th plus 11 squared plus 2 times 11 times x squared, so 22x squared, right? And now I'm going to expand this stuff here. So that will be equal to x minus 5 times x plus 5 is the difference of squares. So that'll be equal to x squared minus 25. And when we add these, okay, we have an x squared term here and an x squared term there. So we got x to the 4th plus 23x squared. And then we have 11 squared and then minus 25. 11 squared minus 25 is 96. 121 minus 25 is 96. So x to the 4th plus 23x squared plus 96 is our answer, and that's choice B. Okay, let's move on. Number 13. The function h is defined by h of x is equal to 8 over 5x plus 6. What's the value of h of 2? Okay, so h of 2 is just equal to 8 over 5 times 2 plus 6, which is equal to 8 over 10 plus 6, which is equal to 8 over 16, which is equal to a half. Okay? Alright, let's move on to the next question. Alright, the figure shows the lengths in inches of two sides of a right triangle. What's the area of the triangle in square inches? Well, the area of a triangle, right, is equal to base times height divided by 2. 5 is our base here, right, because it's the flat side, and then our height is 3. So our area of the triangle will be 5 times 3 divided by 2, which is 7.5 square inches. And that's it. Okay. Number 15, let's see. The graph models the number of active projects a company was working on X months after the end of November 2012. 2012, what did I just say? Oh my god. The graph models the number of active projects a company was working on X months after the end of November 2012, where X is between 0 and 6, okay? According to the model, what is the predicted number of active projects the company was working on at the end of November 2012? Alright, so the graph is showing us the number of active projects the company was working on X months after, right? Emphasis on after. After the end of November 2012. Alright, and we are asked, based on this model, what do you think the number of projects the company was working on at the end, exactly at the end, meaning here X is 0, because we're looking right at the end of November 2012 and not any time after. So we just need to look at X equals 0 on this graph and see what the Y value is. So when x is 0, y is 5. So that's B. Okay. So remember to read these types of paragraph questions very carefully, especially involving graphs or, histograms and stuff like that. Mainly dealing with statistics. Alright, number 16. The relationship between two variables x and y is linear. For every increase in the value of x by 1, the value of 8, y, increases by 8. When the value of x is 2, the value of y is 18. Which equation represents this relationship? Okay. So if we want a linear equation, it'll be in the form y equals mx plus b, right? M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. Alright, first let's try to figure out the slope. Just by reading this sentence, we can figure out the slope. For every increase in the value of x by 1, the value of y increases by 8. This means that the change in y over the change in x is equal to 8 over 1, because for every one increase in x, the value of y increases by 8. Right? So this is our slope. 8's our slope. So our equation will look something like y equals 8x plus some b value. Now, how do we find our b value? Well, that's when we use the information in the second sentence. Let me actually do that in red. This is what we use to find the value of our b value, right? When the value of x is 2, the value of y is 18. So let's substitute. So we know that 18 is supposed to be equal to 8 times 2 plus b. When we subtract, we get 2 is equal to b. So our actual equation will be equal to y equals 8x plus 2. And that's choice C. Alright, number 17. The given equation relates the positive numbers p, n, and c. Which equation correctly expresses c in terms of p and n? Okay, so we want to isolate c. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this term to get a term with c alone, right? So p is equal to 19n minus nc. Okay? Now this term has c, so I'm going to get it by itself. So p minus 19n is equal to negative nc, and if I multiply everything by negative 1, I get 19n minus p is equal to nc. Okay? Now I'm just going to divide by n. Right? And I'm going to get 19 minus p over n is equal to c. Now, which choice is that? That's answer choice D. Okay? Let's just make sure we did everything correctly. Okay. So we got p minus 19n. So we got p equals 19n minus nc, right? P minus 19n is equal to negative nc. And I multiplied everything by negative 1 just to get nc as a positive term. So I did that. I distributed a negative sign. Negative 19n becomes positive. P becomes negative. So 19n minus p equals nc. And then I divided by n to get c by itself. So that becomes 19 minus p over n. Yeah, it looks right. Okay. Alright, 18. Which of the following is a solution to the given equation? Alright, since we have radicals, I'm just going to use the quadratic formula. So w equals negative b plus or minus the square root of, actually there's not enough space here. Let me erase this and move this down. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me get this. Yeah, right there. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. Alright, let's see. So b squared minus 4 AC, that's a negative 40, over 2, okay. So it'll be negative 6 plus or minus the square root of, let me think, b squared minus 4ac. Okay. Square root of 144 plus 160, which is 304. Alright. By 2. Or not by 2. I already divided negative 12 by 2. So it's negative 6 plus or minus root 304 by 2. Right? And here, if you want to take a shortcut, you can see that the only term that does have negative 6 to start with is D. So D's probably our answer, but let's check. Alright, we're going to simplify root 304. Let me see. Okay. So 304, right. 2 goes into it. What do we get out? 152. 2 goes into that. What do we get? We get 76. Right. 4 goes into that, and we get 19. So 304 is equal to 16 times 19. So we can write 304 as the square root of 16 times the square root of 19, or 4 times the square root of 19. Now, if we divide this by 2, we just get 2 root 19. Right? And D matches one of our solutions. So, yeah, we're done. Alright, number 19. Yep, okay, good. Number 19. The table shown summarizes the number of employees at each of the 17 restaurants in a town. Okay? Which of the following could be the median number of employees for the restaurants in this town? Okay. So how many restaurants do we have? We have 17. Correct? So if we have 17 values laid, so if we have 17 values and we order them from least to greatest, the 9th value will be our median, because there'll be 8 values here and then 8 values there. So the 9th is perfectly in the middle. So we just need to find the 9th value ordered from this table, okay? So the first 2 values will be from this row. So that's 2 values. The next 4 will be from this row. So we have 6 values so far. Right? Then the next 2 values will be from this row. So we have 8 values. So the 9th value, when ordered, will be in this range. So, and the only value in this range here is D. Okay? Let's move on. What's the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the graph of 3x over 7 equals negative 5y over 9 plus 21 in the xy plane? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to get y on the other side and everything else on the right. So 5y over 9 is equal to negative 3x over 7 plus 21. Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to multiply everything by the least common denominator of 9 and 7, which is 63. So I'm going to multiply everything by 63. So we'll get 5y. Oh god, hold on. 5y is equal, not 5y exactly. Let's see, hold on. Alright, 35y, yes. 35y is equal to negative 27x plus 21 times 63. And now I'm going to divide everything by 35. So let's see. Y is equal to negative 27 over 35x plus 21 times 63 over 35. Now we're only concerned with the y-intercept value, which is this, which is the b value. So I'm just going to evaluate this expression really quick. Right, so if I cancel this, we get 5 here, 3 here, right? So our y-intercept will be 63 times 3 divided by 5, which is 189 divided by 5. Right, let me make sure I did that correctly with a calculator. Let's see. 21 times 63 divided by, what was it, 35. And then that should come out to 189 divided by 5. Yep, okay, that works. See, that's our answer. Alright. Next question. Let's see here. Actually, let's double check what we got in number 20. Now, let's see, hold on. We know the y coordinate will be equal to... Actually, wait. Let me rephrase this. There's a faster way to do number 20, and I can show you. Right. There's a faster way. You don't have to find the equation of the line in y equals mx plus b format and do all that work just to get that answer. There's a faster way. Right. You know the y-intercept will be of the form 0, comma b, where the x value is 0. That's important, because you'll plug in x equals 0 here. So when we plug in x equals 0, we get 0 equals negative 5y over 9 plus 21. Right, you bring negative 21 to the other side is equal to negative 5y over 9. Multiply everything by negative 9, and you get 189 is equal to 5y. And you get y is equal to 189 divided by 5, and that's your y-intercept value. So that's the faster way. And if you are in need of conserving time on the SAT and you see a question like this, do it this way instead of properly finding the equation of the line and then calculating the y-intercept. It'll save you time. Okay, number 21. The graph of y equals 2x squared plus bx plus c is shown where b and c are constants. Okay, what's the value of bc? Okay, so we're given the y-intercept, the vertex, and then some other point. So from the y-intercept, I can calculate c, because this point will be just 0, comma c. Right, if I plug in x equals 0, I'm just left with y equals c, right? So I know c is negative 6 from what it looks like. Let me erase. Yeah, c is negative 6. Okay, so our equation looks like, hold on. It looks like y equals 2x squared plus bx minus 6. That's what it looks like. Right, and then we're given the vertex. Here, let's use that. Alright, so the x-coordinate of our vertex is negative 1. And the y-coordinate is negative 8. So let's set up an equation. Negative 8 should equal 2 times negative 1 squared plus b times negative 1 minus 6. Right? Let's see here. Alright, if we add 6 to both sides, we get negative 2 is equal to 2 times negative 1 squared, it's just 2. And b times negative 1 is b. And so from this equation, we get b is 4. Right, so our function will look like, oh my god, hold on. Our function basically is y equals 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Let me just double check. Okay, when you plug in negative 1, okay. So when we plug in negative 1, we get 2 minus 4 minus 6, negative 8. Let me plug in negative 2. 2 times negative 2 squared is 8. Right? 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 8 plus negative 8 is 0. And then we have a negative 6 left over. So that should work. Okay. So then we're asked, okay, what's the value of BC? BC is 4 times negative 6, which is negative 24. That's our answer. Okay. Alright, next question. 22. In 2008, Zina earned 14% more than in 2007, and in 2009, Zina earned 4% more than in 2008. If Zina earned Y times as much in 2009 as in 2007, okay, what's the value of Y? So I'm going to call F of T is the amount of money she makes in year T. Right, so so we can relate F of 2007, F of 2008, and F of 2009 with each other. So F of 2008 will be equal to 1.14 times F of 2007. And F of 2009 will be equal to 1.04 times F of 2008. But we know what F of 2008 is. It's this, so you can substitute. So F of 2009, right, this will be equal to 1.14 times 1.04 times F of 2007. Now, what's 1.14 times 1.04? Let's calculate that. 1.14 times 1.04. It's equal to, is equal to 1.1856 times F of 2007. Right, so our answer is 1.1856. And that is D. Alright, next question. Circle A shown, is defined by the equation x plus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 9. Alright, circle B, which is not shown, is the result of shifting circle A down 6 units and increasing the radius so that the radius of circle B is 2 times the radius of circle A. Which equation defines circle B? Okay. So the radius of circle A, we can look at the graph and we can see its radius is 3. Right? Its radius, actually let me zoom in. Right? This radius is 3. It's the radius of circle A. Right? So we know that the radius of circle B is 6, double. Right? And the general form of an equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared, where hk is the vertex, or the center of the circle, rather. Right? So basically what the question is asking us to do is write a circle equation for circle B. Well, we know what the radius of circle B is, so we know that this part is equal to 36. Right? We just need to know what h and k are. Alright? And that's where the shifting information comes in. Right? We're told that circle B is the result of shifting circle A down 6 units. Which means if negative 2, 0 was the center of circle A, negative 2, negative 6 is the center of B. Right? Because we're shifting the whole circle down 6 units. So the center also goes down 6 units. Alright, and when we plug h and k into our equation, we get x plus 2 squared plus y plus 6 squared is equal to 36 when we plug in our h and our k values for circle B. So our k value here, and we just gotta see which option matches up. Alright. So we know that the circle equation isn't equal to 9, it's equal to 36. So we can eliminate options B and D. Okay. Now let's see. It looks like option A matches our circle equation. So that's our answer. Let's move on. Okay. Alright, number 24. Right triangle ABC is shown. What's the value of tan A? Well, tan A is equal to, let me write it down here, tan of A is equal to, let me backtrack. We know this angle is 30, this angle is 60, not 60, whoops, 90. So this angle will be 60. And if you know your trig values, you know tan of 60 is root 3, and you'd be done here. But what if you didn't know that? Well, this is where our special triangle rules come into handy, right? The hypotenuse is twice the shortest side. And the shortest side here is opposite the 30-degree angle. So this side would be 54 divided by 2, which is 27. Right? And so this side, the longer leg, would be root 3 times the shorter side, which is 27 root 3. And now, if we didn't know what tangent of 60 was, we'd be able to calculate tangent of A. Tangent of A is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side, which is 27 root 3 over 27, which is root 3. Alright. So it's very important to memorize these special triangle rules because, well, questions like this require them. And I'm also pretty sure that they give you the special triangle rules at the beginning, right here. Yeah. They give you the special right triangles right there. So you see how right here, the side opposite the smallest angle is half of the hypotenuse. And then the longer leg is root 3 times the shorter leg. Right? You can go back to the reference sheet and use that too, but it's better to memorize to save time and to be more accurate sometimes. Okay? Alright, let's go to the next question. Number 25. At the time that an article was first featured on the homepage of a news website, there were 40 comments on the article. Okay? An exponential model estimates that at the end of each hour after the article was first featured on the homepage, the number of comments on the article had increased by 190% of the number of comments on the article at the end of the previous hour. Which of the following equations best represents this model? Okay. So we know our initial value. So C is equal to 40 times, and the formula is 1 plus our percent increase. So what's our percent increase? By the way, the percent increase should be written as a decimal. So our percent increase as a decimal is 1.9 and to the t power. And when we add this up, we get 40 times 2.9 to the t power. So that's choice D. Okay. Number 26. The table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of g of x, where g of x is equal to f of x divided by x plus 3. And f is a linear function. Okay, what's the y-intercept of the graph of y equals f of x in the xy plane? Okay. So we know x and our g of x values, so we just need to find our f of x values. And then we can find our linear equation and be done. Alright, so let's do this. So let's take our first value, negative 27 comma 3. So 3 equals f of x over negative 27 plus 3. This is negative 24. So f of x is equal to negative 72. So when x is negative 27, f of x is negative 72. And if we do the same, we're going to do the same thing for everything else. Okay, so 0 equals f of x over negative 9 plus 3. So f of x is equal to 0. So when x is negative 9, we're at 0. And this is all we need, 2 points. And we can find the slope. And then the y-intercept as well. So the slope here is, let's see, y2 minus y1. Let me write that. Oh, good. Let me write that to the side. Hold on. So the slope formula, when given 2 points, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to take this as y2 x2 and x1 y1, right? So this will be equal to negative 72 minus 0 over negative 27 minus negative 9. And this part will be equal to negative 72 over negative 18, which is 4. So our slope is 4. So we know our slope is 4. So we have our equation. Y equals 4x plus b. Right. Now we can substitute our x-intercept here. So 0 is equal to 4 times negative 9 plus b. And from this we get b is equal to 36. That's our y-intercept. And that's our answer. Okay. Number 27. All right. In right triangle ABC. Let me draw this triangle. We have enough space under this question, so I'm going to do it here. In right triangle ABC. Okay. Angle C is the right angle. Okay. So CA and then B is our hypotenuse. And BC is 162. Okay. Point D on side AB is connected by a line segment with point E on side AC. So I'm going to draw these such that line segment DE is parallel to side BC. Okay. So we have point E on side AC. Oh, no, I don't need a ruler. Hold on. Good. Let me zoom in on this diagram. So we have E on AC and D on side AB. And we're going to connect the two lines. Connect the 2 points. Let me try that again. Connect. All right, and what else are we given? We're given that, okay, segment DE is parallel to side BC. So this is parallel, that's parallel, right? And CE is equal to 2AE. So if AE is x, CE is 2x. So this part will also be x. What's the length of line segment DE? Right. So what I'm immediately thinking here is similar triangles because, well, the two triangles, ADE and ABC, share angle A. And because these two lines, DE and BC, are parallel, we have two right angles. So by triple angle similarity, triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC. Now, what does that mean? Right? It means that the ratios of the sides are the same. So what sides do we know? Well, we know what AE is and we know what AC is. So AE over AC is equal to, now what do we want to find? We want to find DE. Now what does DE correspond to? It corresponds to BC. So AE is x, AC is 2x. So x over 2x is equal to DE over 162. Right? So 1/2 equals DE over 162. That means 2DE, let me write that, 2DE is equal to 162. So DE is 81. And that's our final answer. And is this the end of the module? Yep, okay. So I hope you enjoyed this module walkthrough. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you found this useful and you know that other people will find it useful for their SAT math prep as well, please don't forget to share it to them. Leave a like and tell me what you think about this video and other suggestions you may have for the channel. And